It was like 5 seconds off.
Pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Sacramento Kings up against the Cavaliers out in Cleveland. This Cleveland group has been getting things done. They have been a team on a mission this season. Best record in the NBA. We're getting deep into the schedule now, and they continue playing dominant basketball. And you remember when LeBron first came back to Cleveland, there were some growing pains. Things didn't gel right away.
Everybody's still on the floor. Excited for Isaiah, what the hell? So cold. Just about the grass outside, it's like 44 degrees. Trying to get all the leaves mulched up. I'm cold.
Greg Anthony and Brent Barry. This is Kevin Harlan, our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Okay, Sacramento, they want to turn around after the loss to Detroit, and that was a real body blow for them. They got taken apart both offensively and defensively.
There you go.
And simply put, they couldn't score. They never got completely in sync in that one.
This is when you look at the opposition and give them some credit with their defensive effort, just a higher level of energy and focus. They were disruptive.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all filled up and ready to go. On the floor for Sacramento, you got Scala with Sierra. Eddie Hughes out there with Fox. Then there's Richardson, and it's Papagiannis in the center position. Now that we're into the year, some teams starting to shed cracks and could use an infusion of talent. How hard is it to make an in-season trade that can really have an impact on your team?
I think it's more and more difficult, Kevin, with the rules and the way the salary cap is set up for teams really that are contending for something big to go out and all of a sudden grab that one piece. It's very rare that a team can go out that's sitting on top of the standings and find that one specialist that's going to come in and make that team even better. So when that does happen, you have to really commend GMs that have done their homework and manipulated the salary cap so that there's space for that kind of player.
Complex, I agree. Richardson missing again. points gone 1-2 from long range in the first quarter. Thomas kicks to James. Onside Thomas. He feeds it to Wells. The Cavaliers
Shammy.
again can't hit. Kings have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Lapissiere with the screen for Hield. And there's the whistle, the legal screen.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, that's a good call. Just keep arguing with the officials because they change that call all the time.
Here's Wells. Here's Garbage Man. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And able to pad his stats a little bit there on that play. The board and the...
And you know, Greg, that'll put him in the good graces of that coaching staff, too. My goodness. Now, here's Fox. He had 15 points last out. Hield the pass to Papianis. And he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
Well, passing is something he does very well, especially when it comes to leading his man to the right spot.
Thomas kicks to Wells. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Back to Love. He's looking for LeBron and finds him. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And James throws it down.
LeBron right through the defense this time. Incredible at finishing off that one.
The Kings trailing. Fox passes to Papianis. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Pass to Hield. Lets it go with a 3. The shot, no good.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Oh, man, he'd love to have that one back. He just does everything right, but doesn't get the finish.
Here's Thomas. Here's Garbage Man. And the jump to finish.
Gotcha, Isaiah.
Tremendous effort. He will not be denied on the offensive glass.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Papianis kicks to Hield. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And Hield is a player who you love to see take trips to the free throw line as consistent as he is there.
First trip to the line for him here. First free throw is good.
I feel like this is a slow game.
And so he hits both.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
Thomas dishes to James. To the paint. Outside for Thomas. Again, Thomas missing. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. As to Papianis. On the wing, Hield. Got a piece of it, and he gets it back. And the shot goes in. And that'll tie this game up. Cleveland's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. It's Thomas outside. They get it back. Here's Wells. And so he draws the foul on the shot. On trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Wells is still figuring his game out. A superb offensive talent, but he needs to work a little bit on the defensive side.
And Wells drops them both. And the Cavs' big 3 completed with the trade of #1 overall pick Andrew Wiggins to Minnesota for Kevin Love. Brent, if they had to do it all over again, you still think they make that trade?
Absolutely, Kevin. They brought a championship to Cleveland, a drought of 54 years, and Kevin Love was a big reason why they got to the top of the mountain. So I would absolutely make that trade.
And now Wells pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Not bothering.
Running in transition and then capitalizing with ease.
And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here's Hield following the score by Cleveland. Here's Lapissiere. And the rejection by Love. Thomas. Rebounded by Marianas.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
Ah, jeez. What was that?
And once Labissiere has that kind of position down there, it's pretty much over already. So skilled at draining baskets from that range.
There's a good screen. LeBron kicks to Thomas. Now here's Wells. Defense right on him. Does not find the basket. His third miss. He's made just one so far.
He doesn't seem to be shooting it with confidence, and his shots are going all over the place in this period.
Labissiere, the screen. Here's Hill. The shot, no good. Good D by Love. Over Cleveland their last game, a win against the Atlanta Hawks.
And you know what? Up against a weak defense, they were allowed to do pretty much whatever they wanted.
What I like, though, besides that, is that they just didn't settle for it, because weak defenses, you can take bad shots. That's not what they did here tonight.
And each coach has his strengths and they've got weaknesses, but if you need someone to drop a play to get you one bucket out of a timeout, who are some of the names you turn to?
I think I'm going to turn to Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, possibly James Harden, because 2 points can happen after a free throw, right, Kev? So I could get James Harden to the line, and then one LeBron James. That's not a bad list of guys to turn to if I need 2 points.
Get out!
If I don't say Pop, my life will cease to exist. I'll say Greg Popovich in late game situations does a marvelous job. Not only, Kevin, of getting the ball to the guy that he wants potentially to get the game winner, but to have options and to make sure that that player sees those options in case something breaks down.
Jay Crowder's checked in for Cleveland. Rose comes in for Thomas. Picked off in midair.
That's all.
Rose with the ball.
Nope.
Looking at his point production, averages almost 11 points a game. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
That was a stupid pass. I'll take the easy pick, though.
Kevin, on the finish.
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
It fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Sacramento with the ball. Following the score by Cleveland. Shot clock at 6. Crowder with the steal.
I'm slow.
Here's Garbage Man in a beautiful feed lead to a monster jam.
And that's the kind of play you just do not want to give up defensively. You lose the possession and give up a quick two at the other end.
Now here's Hill. 11 points for him in that last game against Detroit. Paulie Stein against Love. Shot clock at 5. Oh, that's clock.
And his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon, because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
A 3-ball. Connects from...
Ah!
And now an 11-point Cavalier lead.
Starting to surge here, and we're only in the first quarter.
I'm loving what I'm seeing. The passion that they're playing with.
Let's go, Kev.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
There you go.
Was in Sacramento.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys, and really the rebounding differential was the key.
Yeah, it was very poor, their performance on the glass. And it wasn't the only reason they got blown out as badly as they did, but it was the biggest reason.
Sacramento making a switch here. Mason's checked in. Now, here's Richardson. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see
It's an ugly shot, but it worked for him, I guess.
he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
Here is Rose. The Kings getting the bucket. Thompson, high post, passes it to Garbage Man.
Oh, come on!
Trying to power it down, but through contact, he'll head to the line.
Oh,
You want to use the fouls, not allowing him to get to the rim.
that's some bullshit.
And they've shot the ball this season, and
And the first one drops. NBA official, NBA referee, Brent, has to be one of the toughest jobs in the world. There's been a lot of talk about adding an official to the court. Would that make a difference?
You know, I'm thinking, Kevin, that's like asking 4 of my buddies to add a 5th guy to go out and they're all single. That means there's another guy I got to compete with. So maybe we don't have another set of eyes on the NBA game. Lots of physicality, lots of pushing and shoving. You may see more foul calling, which will slow down the tempo and the rhythm of the game. I'm not sure that's the best idea for the league.
All right, that works, Osmond.
At calls, I think that might take the place of that in the official.
I think the league has done
They're
a
gonna
great
make it
job
down the
of
floor.
having Secaucus now have the ability to make some of those
But like
calls
Shaq
to
on the
help
Phoenix
speed
Suns.
up what we do with regards to the replay.
Here is Mason. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Stolen by Thompson. Outside Rose. Here's the screen. And Thompson kicks to Rose. Just 5 on the clock. Osmond. Yes. He's close with the assist that time. He's got 5.
And already with a commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. It feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Osmond, guarded by Mason. Osmond. It's hauled in by the Kings.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Hill kicks to Richardson. He dishes it to Mason. Feeds to Hill. Kicks it to Mason. Sacramento again missing. The Cavaliers leading by 16.
Got my double-double slam in the first quarter yet.
Richards reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, the Kings head coach gave me a few minutes. He's looking to even the season series with a win tonight. He told me he knows his team can play better than they did the last time. He faced a strong defense and shot blocking.
Nice screen, guys. Nice screen.
Pull that into the floor. We'll see if they can
Coming
impose
behind me.
their will tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Good work, David. Thank you. It sounds like defense is going to be the key for them today.
And it usually is. They try to use their D to make life miserable for every opponent they play.
And sometimes it's not just about one player. For them, it's about a complete defensive effort. In the paint, on the perimeter, in transition, they've got to be all over the place.
They're pounding it inside once again. They have taken over this game physically.
So nice to have the early lead. This is where you want to stick with what's working until somebody shuts you down.
For Cleveland, they have been excellent at the free throw line. Here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
And you gotta love watching pros play the game. His intense style can be infectious out there. I think it really does elevate his teammates.
And Tristan Thompson.
Tristan.
That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Cleveland. Now, here's Richardson. He's got 5. Shot to stop the run. Here's Kupis. And he overdid it there. Too much force. It looked like a
flagrant.
flagrant.
Hey, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. Well, free throw drops for Kupis.
Let's get the ball back.
Seconds left in the first quarter. Hill has the open look, and that one no good to start him off on the night. Outside Rose.
Nice.
And defensively, you've got to play Rose for the drive. You let him get to the rim, and you throw it down on your head.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first. And we got
Now we start out slow, but
Cavaliers lead by 20.
once we got rolling,
Back shortly for the start of the second quarter.
it's like turnover points.
Let's see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And for the Cavaliers, this has been the game they wanted to have.
Aggressive defense in that first period. They forced several miscues.
And you just start to wonder, how did we get to this score at the end of one? I think those steals really established momentum in their favor.
On the court right now for the Kings, Richardson is out there with Cauley Stein. Then there's Ace.
Oh.
And it's George Hill, and it's Goofus in at the center. Here is Rose.
That was a nice three.
9 points last game out. And the rejection by Cauley Stein. No good from garbage man.
Oh, I thought I got it back.
Trailed by 17. Over Smith. And the basket by Hill. Hill's got 5 points in the quarter. Cavaliers shooting well. 50% from the floor. Rose passes to Thompson. Here's the screen. Outside Rose. Inside, garbage man.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
And for Sacramento, they're shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. Cauley Stein with this screen on Thompson. In his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Zizic is checked in for garbage man.
That was a bad block attempt, but I caused them to have to reset. Come on.
Changes for Sacramento. Logos Papagiannis is checked in for Koufos. Buddy Hield comes in for Mason. And it's Fox in for George Hill. And here is Fox. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Here's Papagiannis. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And a chance to now check out the scoring distribution between the front court and the back court players tonight.
I have no idea if that made it.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What
I don't think so.
They've been able to generate has come.
Certainly the ref just had to get the ball.
They just need a little more balance.
And the second free throw, good. Hey, Brian, you made the NBA playoffs in your second year. Talk about the mental preparation that goes into one's first postseason as a player.
I think it's always a special time, Kevin, just because of the unknown factor. And at that time, it was the Clippers, my second season, the team that was very young and inexperienced. And so,
my bad.
The biggest challenge for any coach in that sort of predicament is to make sure that players are on task and focused. We certainly were not. The Utah Jazz took care of us, and that's because of one John Stockton and Karl Malone.
To the paint, and the wide open shot from Crowder, a three-pointer, no good. The Kings trail by 12. On the wing, Hield pulls up from the corner, and the Kings check on 2 more.
And the spacing right there for Buddy.
Oh, come on, guys.
To get that shot off, you just can't give him that kind of space, or he's going to hurt you.
Here is Garbage Man. A 26-point game for him in the win against Atlanta.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
Fox dishes to Richardson. He kicks to Hield. Cauley Stein with the screen for Hield. And Fox has it in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Cauley Stein a screen. The putback. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Fox with the steal. Back to Hield. Cauley Stein a screen. From deep, Richardson. Another 3 for Sacramento.
Oh, come on, guys.
Defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the straights.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lazy play right there. You're hoping that the guy misses the shot without really doing your job in challenging him.
Thomas with the ball. Guarded by Hield. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 8.
A little tick-for-tat action going on the back-to-back trades.
Yeah, a little gamesmanship from range could force both defenses to maybe extend out a little further.
Here's Fox. It's deflected. Now here's Thomas. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Atlanta.
And don't forget about his assists. His playmaking was as good or better than his scoring. He was in complete control out there.
Kevin Love getting a little clever out there. Fantastic to get the D to bite on that pump fake.
The Cavaliers have got a perfect 7 of 7 from the line tonight.
Kevin Love is such a versatile offensive player who can pass, who can shoot with range. I like him looking to score inside to get himself going, and that's the way that the offense has tended to go. First quarter seems to belong to Kevin Love.
And the Cavaliers making a change here. Smith is checked in. Fox kicks to Cauley-Stein. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Cauley-Stein's got his first points of the game.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
And you can't defend Kevin Love with smaller players. You can take him down on the block.
Well, he can back them up a little bit, Kevin. Then go to either hand. Use the right, use the left, or shoot the jump hook over the top. And then sometimes if he slows himself down, has a great pump fake to draw in the contact.
Sacramento with the ball. It's a 14-point game. Fox passes to Heel. Cauley-Stein a screen. Now Fox. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, just scanning the box score and looking at the rebound total tonight, I don't believe it. Shows the absolute passion he has for that part of the game.
Back to Crowder. Smith with a wide open look. Another three for Cleveland.
And you gotta like what they're doing offensively, executing at a high rate and starting to pile it on.
Yeah, we're sitting here midway through the game now, and we're starting to see them take more and more control. They look very confident in what they're doing.
6-second difference between shot and gameplay. The dish to Fox. There's the pick. Here's Hield, and the Kings check on two more.
That's got to feel good for the young player. Buddy Hield showing a full arsenal tonight offensively.
Thomas up top. Down he goes, just as the clock hits zero.
Count it.
The timing and unbelievable touch on that one.
Do you think he knew? He knew from the moment he let that go. Just unreal.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've been putting out a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, Kevin, fast start. Already have a double-double in the first half. So do you think the defense is going to start to focus on you more in the second?
You know, if they do, then I'll just make sure to keep the ball hopping around. I mean, we have so many great players on this team that if you give one of us too much attention, the other four will just eat you alive. You know, if they want to focus on me the rest of the way, then by all means, you know, I'll invite it. But, you know, I know my teammates have my back.
Got it going. Maybe your teammates can pick you up in the second. Back to you guys.
They're doing good too.
We'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
For watch. I don't think I had that many.
Back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Garbage Man.
And how about that? Already through two quarters and some change, he's got a double-double.
Well, it's an impressive performance thus far, but it goes beyond just his ability right now. He's just simply outworking the opponent.
LeBron and Love are the deadly forward pair. Thomas is out there with Wells, and it's Garbage Man in at the 5. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Garbage Man in the last game against the Hawks had a huge game. He scored 26 points and was his usual dominant self on the glass. He racked up big numbers in what was a really good performance. Can he carry it over tonight? We'll see, Kevin.
Great, David. Appreciate it. Well, he set the bar pretty high for himself with that performance.
Oh, Shammy. Come on, man. We don't need you to foul out.
Try to raise that bar again tonight. No matter how good he is, he's always thinking he can do better.
And the great players are never satisfied. We'll see what he does in the next one.
The first one at the line is good. Hey, Brent, what's more important, offense or defense? Some guys are great at both.
Well, offense is sometimes what you get paid for, Kevin, but defense is where you need a buy-in. And so to me, it's always the defense and the way that you construct that camaraderie on that end of the floor, that communication on that end of the floor, that's going to make the difference in your season.
Don't you love two-way players, or guys that play hard at both ends? It's hard to do, but the guys that do it well really stand out.
Well, it's not football, Kevin. There's two sides that you have to play in basketball, and certainly the more equipped that you are to play both, the more playing time you're going to see for a coach.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
Up again, and denied. He sends it right off the glass. James against Richardson. Heel dishes to Richardson. A floater, and that's 2 points on the layup. Richardson's got 10 points.
Well, it took 4. They finally got one to go. Still, they need to connect on more opportunities to get this quarter going.
Took him no time at all on that one. And that's 10 points for Shamuel.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Fox against Thomas. Fox kicks to heel. And there's the feed to Fox. To the middle. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Great D that time from Garbage Man.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Hits it from three-point range. Thomas got his.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, when your opponent's down and frustrated, this is when you can turn it up.
Heel can't hit.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Fox against Thomas. Here's Garbage Man, and that one is stuck right through.
And it's been about that execution offensively. I mean, they have been superb.
And they're just absolutely getting anything and everything that they want out there. They have not let up.
Power timeout called by Sacramento.
And I like this timeout. You're getting terrible rim protection right now.
Well, you got to ask your team to give you a little bit more effort because there's just not a lot of fire on the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Love. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Then for the Kings, Kufis comes in for Papagiannis. And it's Mason in for Fox.
Yeah, watching Hield shoot is quite astonishing. He does a great job of establishing his feet as a foundation for his three-point shot.
Garbage Man, the pass to James. Here is Garbage Man. And here's a nice one-handed slam.
And you can see it. They're in a nice rhythm in terms of shooting. It's been that way the entire second half.
And then there's the other team. Can't say that about that big gap in the recent field goal percentage between these two squads.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
And Labissiere is incredible at using his size in the paint, always keeping defenders guessing down low.
That free throw, no good. Hill, he's checked in for Heel. He hits the second from the line.
At 6'11" and about 225 pounds, Labissiere is a long guy, someone who uses that size to his advantage.
Thompson outside, over to the wing.
He's trying to get to Rose.
Outside Rose. No good on the shot. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. And Hill has it in the corner. And there's the pass to Mason. And once
Nice,
again,
LeBron.
by Sacramento.
Get out of my way.
Cavaliers leading by 21. Goes up the baseline. Hill pulls it in. Sacramento's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. This is to Richardson. Labissiere, the screen. Mason with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Mason kicks to Kufis. He used that pick to get in close. Kufis has got his second bucket of the night.
That screen made it impossible for the defense to put up any kind of fight.
LeBron with it. He has 5. Thompson dishes to James. Thompson, a screen on Richardson. James, the pass to Wells. Yes, it's James picking up the assist. And 13 points for Shammy Wells.
Yeah, he's a heady player. He knows how to get himself going and giving his team a real advantage right now on the offensive end. I just don't ever want to take for granted the fact that LeBron James is simply one of the greatest basketball players that's ever played the game. Am I overstepping it? Not at all. He is just as complete as it gets.
Here's Hill. Tries again. A nice shot by Kufis. Kufis has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. It's easy to see why he gets those easy scoring.
The shot's good from garbage man. And when it's all said and done, Brent, do you think LeBron James goes down as the most versatile player in NBA history?
There's no doubt about it, Kevin. If you talk about a player that had the consistent dominance that LeBron James had in every facet of the game, from the moment he stepped into the NBA, it's been a remarkable run for him. And when he steps between those sidelines, there's really nothing that he cannot do. This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Richardson gets to Labissiere. The Cavaliers pull it in. Thompson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board.
Gotcha, LeBron. I gotcha.
Well, his offense should come with a warning label, caution, flammable. He's connecting on everything. The D looks dumbfounded.
Richardson kicks to Labissiere. And here is Mason. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Hill with it. Picked up by Thompson. Sacramento again missing. Cleveland's got the 3 ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Not bad.
I got 2 assists to LeBron in a matter of a couple minutes.
Gets in there. He's going to finish.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Here is Mason. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Labissiere, the screen. Here's the floater. He lays it in.
A terrific use.
I didn't touch you.
Unguardable, really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
LeBron against Richardson.
Ah, shit. Well, that worked.
James in the post.
That worked.
He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Hill.
Let's look at the stats for Garbage Man. The past month has been surreal. First in rebounding, first in blocks, and he's a devastating finisher on the inside. The best field goal percentage in the league.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Lays it up into the glass. Garbage Man's got 12 now in this quarter.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Hill against James. It's the teardrop, and it's blocked.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
Some nice passing by Cleveland here. Here's Here's garbage man. It's going to go on Scalabrine. Cavaliers have been exceptional shooting free throws tonight, going 9 for 9. Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Sacramento. Fox comes in for George Hill. So it's Sacramento. Now, here's Fox. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Mason kicks to Kufis. He feeds it to Mason. Shot clock at 5. Cauley-Stein with the screen for Fox. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento will retain possession.
It's okay, 1.2 seconds to
Let's
shoot.
use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. The Cavaliers, number 1.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Isaiah Thomas is checked in for Cleveland. Smith against Richardson. Outside Thomas. They set the pick. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do.
Ooh, I was going to rim out for a sec.
Over 90%.
And both free throws good for Thomas. Sacramento's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Mason kicks to Kufis. Pass to Richardson. Cauley-Stein with the screen for Richardson. They need this one. And the
That was a foul. Come on.
Very hard foul that time, and the officials had to slap him with the play. I mean, you can't let him get away with that kind of contact.
Yeah, gee, that's an easy call for the officials to make when there's that much contact. The league is really cracking down on those sort of plays. And Richardson drops them both. And
They get a flagrant 2?
Tyronn Lue. Brent, what stands out to you?
Well, he's got confidence.
Some bullshit.
Kevin, I'd have confidence too if that number 23 was suiting up for me every night. But he demands accountability. He demands a respect for the game. And this team has had a tremendous run in the early stages of Ty Lue's coaching career.
So the whistle blows on the shot. 2 free throws for the contact right there. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. The first one falls. And Richardson drops them both. Cleveland's gotten the 3-ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Pulls it up. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And he makes the first.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
All free throws good from garbage man. 1:49 left in the third quarter of the game. Now Heel. He's got 18. Here's Fox. The Cavaliers pull it in. Garbage man's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Pass to Crowder. The 15-footer. Rebounded by
Damn.
Papagiannis.
Can't get around him.
Papagiannis has got 8 rebounds in this game. Fox with it. Pass to Heel. Fox dishes to Heel. 6 to shoot. Cauley-Stein a screen. It's up a 3. Heel can't hit.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Osman. Sacramento grabs the miss. On the wing, Heel. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Richardson kicks to Papagiannis. That one is hammered home.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Smith outside. He dishes it to Crump. A pass to Garbage Man. Rebounded by Papagiannis.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
You know, sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Holy Stein is
Well, that was a moving pick.
by Hield, nobody around.
That was a moving pick.
Hield's
That's
got
some
6
bullshit.
points in the quarter.
How about the awareness there from Fox? You gotta love seeing how he is such a willing passer in finding the open man.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Cleveland ahead, running away with it. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. Look now for Cleveland. Tristan Johnson, he's checked in for Zizic. Garbage Man comes in for Crowder. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Kyle Korver. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Go-Go's Papagiannis is checked in for
man.
Stein. This year
I had
comes
that.
in for Giles. On a Yield, he's checked in for Garrett Temple. And it's Hill in for Jackson. On the court right now for the Kings, we've got Buddy Hield. Fox is out there with George Hill. Then it's Labissiere. And it's Papagiannis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Fox gets it to go.
And Fox must continue to work on that shot. When he's knocking it down from there, boy, the D is in trouble.
Thompson outside. They set the pick. Here's Rose. It's some room on the way in, and the bucket's good. And here is Hill. Pass to Papagiannis. Labissiere, the screen. Labissiere with the screen for Hield. Over Thompson. Again, Hield missing.
Oh, shit.
Cleveland have gone 3 of 6 in the field so far in the fourth quarter. Osman, guarded by Fox. Hey, Brent, we've seen Hall of Fame players become coaches, but often it seems like the smart role play. They sustain more success in that role of head coach. Why is that?
I think, Kevin, a lot of times the role player is a conduit between both ends of the spectrum of your team. He can communicate with the star player. He can also talk to the guy who's the 12th man on the bench and make sure that both of them are getting what it is that they need to be in the
No, it
best
wasn't a
position
center.
to succeed. That's why you see a lot of players in that middle ground who do a great job of becoming NBA coaches as they understand the role of each.
And the work ethic, too, because for role players, maybe it hasn't come as easy. Whereas for a superstar, it was too easy.
That's true, Kevin. And how much work do you have to do with the most talented player on your team? It's pretty specific what his role is going to be. I think a role player who ends up being a coach understands the work dynamic of the rest of the team surrounding that player, create a great positive environment around your star.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Here is Garbage Man. On the wing, Thompson. 5 on the clock.
Ah, there you go, Tristan.
Thompson is, of course, on that one.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Outside Hill. Now, here is Webb. Outside Hill. from outside the arc. A rebound by Garbage Man.
He got off to a terrific start from the perimeter, but in the second half, he can't seem to build on that early success.
It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Mason kicks to Hill. Feeds it to Kufis. The dish to Webb. Pass to Hill. To the wing on the left from about 19 feet. And the shot falls short this time. The Cavaliers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Rose kicks to Thompson. J.R. Smith on the wing. They set the pick. Passes to Garbage Man. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get
How's that not flagrant?
with all the contact. He brought with the stakes of players' health being so high. We've seen contract clauses prohibiting many outside activities, but we're talking also about 20-year-old guys who just want to live their lives and enjoy what the success has brought them. What's the balance here?
I think the league tries to do a good job of making sure that players aren't involved in activities
Ah,
that jeopardize
got close.
what it is that their livelihood brings them, and that is their ability to play on the NBA floor, Kevin. And a lot of those things that you see in the player contract are absolutely things that a player can enjoy after their career is over with.
Rose passes to Garbage Man. Shot.
Thank you, Tristan.
That's what Tristan Thompson does best.
Thank you, Tristan.
Working the deal.
They can use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Kicks it to Temple. There's the pick. Fade away. The shot misses. And it's the Cavaliers.
That's an ugly-ass shot.
They get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. It's game 1 of a 3-game road trip.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
The feed to Webb. To halt the run. No good on the shot.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Dishes it to Smith. They swipe it. Here's Temple. Plays it in off the breakaway.
He really takes off, just never looks back.
Yeah, by the time anyone even thinks of chasing him, he's gone.
And then replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another unleashed chaos moment.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Right, it is an era of shorter player contracts, sometimes with opt-outs after 1 or 2 years. Does that breed too much of a win-now mentality among teams?
So shorter contracts, Kevin, but taller players?
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Okay, all right. It's interesting the way that teams want to set themselves up. Obviously, if you have a bona fide star, you want to do what you can to lock him up and have him as part of your organization and the concrete and the foundation for what you do moving forward. But a lot of guys certainly on the move and on loan for seasons where they want to take a shot at the true contenders.
Rose kicks to Thompson. Smith right side. Three-pointer. Another 3 for Cleveland.
Well, that's what Smith does best. A long-range specialist who loves to square up from outside the three-point line.
And the pass to Temple. A minute 50 left in the 4th quarter. There's a screen. A floater. And Thompson.
There you go, Tristan.
Thompson lives in the paint, and defensively, occasionally, you're going to get to shots like that.
Rose dishes to Smith. A screen from Thompson. Smith right side. Here's Garbage Man. Foul call that time of the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
Free throw good from Garbage Man. And Cleveland making a change here. He's hit his check in. And a change for Sacramento. Jack Hughes checked in for George Hill. Both free throws good from Garbage Man. Hey, Brent, what are some of the biggest differences between NBA play and international play?
I think in international play, and we're moving more and more towards it, Kevin, is possessions oftentimes involve 5 to 6 passes and exploring quick cuts to the basket, big guys away from the hoop, and opening up space around the lane for cutters to get in there and slicing through with passes to get available
bullshit call.
opportunities. A lot of these coaches have borrowed some sets, especially during international competition with the Olympics, that they've brought back to training camps for the NBA season.
Passing, cutting, shooting. I mean, those are the most attractive things to the naked eye to see and watch.
You know what, Kevin? That sounds a lot like basketball to me.
Yeah, me too. And here are the Cavaliers. They're on an 18-7 run.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a full show of strength for the Cavaliers.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I'll tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Garbage Man.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in. And you can tell they're ready to start celebrating a well-deserved victory here tonight.
Yeah, you can see the fans, they've already started celebrating themselves. A gutty performance.
Come on.
And he can't get the first one.
It's not even a good foul because he wasn't taking a shot.
So he comes up empty at the line.
Well,
This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level. I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
The first free throw was good.
J.R. Smith is a straight gunner. He's just a guy who wants to shoot every time he touches the ball.
J.R. Smith hits them both. Now Mason. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but we have to appreciate just what a critical performance they put on.
Nope.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, the third quarter was huge tonight. How were you able to come out so hot after the break?
You know, we knew that we could play with a lot more energy and effort, and you know, we showed it in the third quarter. So once we were able to get things clicking with the team, everything it started bouncing our way. You know, it felt great having a team rally like that.
Well, it all came together in that second half. Congratulations, guys.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Brent Bailey, Greg Anthony, and David Owen, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.